Thanks for taking a moment to watch this bonus episode of Indie Thinker. Indie Thinker is a podcast that airs every single Monday. We have a different guest and we discuss a different topic each week, and then we produce these little bonus episodes in between. So I encourage you to check that out. Please go on, subscribe, even rate and review, and make sure to share with friends to help us get the word out and to get great content into the hands of other people. Today I want to share just a little bit of hope because I have this overarching sense that we're becoming more and more nihilistic. And what I mean by that is that we're becoming less and less hopeful, that we find less and less to agree upon, less and less to believe that we're headed towards a great future. And we do not certainly have a unified vision for what the future should look like. And all of that may be causing us to be very upset, maybe depressed, and to think that I'm not sure that I have a lot to hope in America right now. I mean, I hope that doesn't sound like an exaggeration, because it almost seems like with the anti-racism move of Robin DiAngelo and Ibram X. Kendi that we've absolutely made a U-turn back to the Old South. I mean, we're having segregated graduations at Columbia University right now. We're told that we should judge people based upon the color of their skin rather than the content of their character. There's the thought of the Equality Act looming over the head of parents that threatens to take away their right to parent their kids according to their conscience. The Gnostic transgenderism movement in and of itself, to think that we just have this secret knowledge of who we truly are inside, and it doesn't matter what we were biologically born as. All of that. And then you think about the border crisis.
Challenges on the border.
Yes, not the challenge, the crisis.
Crisis on the border.
Illegal immigration has raised 300% under Biden. Right now, last I checked, there were $86 million spent in hotels because there was no room for them on the border. And your taxpayer dollars are paying for those hotel rooms. And then you've got the pandemic, right? Do we wear a mask? Do we not wear a mask? How many masks should we wear? Is 15 good enough? And then the thought of big government intrusion in all of that. Dr. Seuss is being canceled. And now the greatest culprit of all, the most heinous of all offenders, Captain Underpants, is now being canceled for racial stereotypes. Sorry, Kevin Hart. You are problematic once again, and we're going to come after you for being the voice of George in the Captain Underpants movie. In all of this is giving us this increased sense of hopelessness. Where are we headed? Is it anything that looks like the America that we've known? And if you say, no, that's a good thing, well, where are we headed? Because we better make sure that it's not worse than where we've been. So I think to illustrate this point, there's an old movie, and I want to show you a clip of it right now.
Ruby, don't look. Hold it, guys. No, Ruby, come back, sweetie.
Talking to them. Did you finally get angry with them? Did you tell them to just leave you alone?
No, I didn't tell them anything. I didn't talk to them.
But Ruby, I was there. I saw your lips moving.
I wasn't talking to them. I was praying for them.
Praying for them?
Yes, I pray for them every day in the car. But I forgot that day.
Oh. What prayer did you say?
Please, God, forgive these people, because even if they say those mean things, they don't know what they're doing, so you can forgive them, just like you did those folks a long time ago, when they said terrible things about you.
Now, I realize that's just a Hollywood film. I don't even know if that scene really took place in real life. But I shared that clip with you because it's a blast from the past. It shows us that there was a time in our history where there was either a belief in or a respect for Christian values. I know I find it funny today that the woke activists of our days trying to recreate the Civil Rights Act as though there's been zero progress in our nation since the 1960s are mostly non-Christians or even anti-Christian, but they're standing on the shoulders of Martin Luther King Jr., who was not only a preacher, but also stood on the shoulders of the Bible himself. I mean, where do you think civil rights really comes from? Douglas Murray said it best. He said, human rights, civil rights, well, they come from the embers of Christian thought that still burn brightly in the West. I mean, do you really think it comes from just humanity in general? Have you read a history book? And you could even see it in today's modern civil rights movement with what took place in 2020. Riots, looting, blood in the streets. The civil rights of today is very uncivil because we presently live in a post-Christian nation. And as our nation shifts further and further away from the hope that is found in Christianity, I encourage you to look beyond your bias and beyond your past, any experience maybe that you've even had with church or Christians, to reconsider Christ and the importance of his teachings, not only in our history as a nation, but even beyond that. Can they be the cure for so much of what we're experiencing right now in our nation? As you do so, I can't help but believe that hope will fill your heart this Easter.
Catch new episodes of Indie Thinker with Reed Uberman for free right now by going to YouTube or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Simply type Indie Thinker with Reed Uberman in the search bar and click on my face. Don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to stay informed when a new episode drops.